the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know, nobody know. If I ever had to leave my home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize, be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna.
You want to look at the burial of Jesus Christ, and I want to raise some things because the Bible is a book that should provoke you to think. You should not just go blindly into reading things, and some people just blindly, and this is a passage of scripture that I regard as scripture is special, but this one has some very special handle on it because it brings together some very important information. I don't believe Jesus Christ died on Good Friday again. I don't believe that because of this very passage of scripture and its related verses. It's because 3 days and 3 nights, as Jesus Christ said, no matter how you count that, mathematically it is impossible. But there's an explanation, and it is our misconception because it talks about a high Sabbath. And you must understand these terms clearly. You must understand these terms clearly. What is a high Sabbath? You have the annual Sabbaths, where there are Sabbaths that were celebrated. These were not the 7-day Sabbaths. And these Sabbaths were celebrated on the day on which they fell. And some of them were known as high days or high Sabbaths. When the year Jesus Christ died, if a check is done, you will see that there were 2 Sabbaths in that week as a consequence of the high Sabbath not falling on the day of the weekly Sabbath. So there were 2 Sabbaths. And you could see where the women went and quickly prepared the body when they did not break his leg, because the Sabbath was approaching. It was a high day. When you look in Luke that we're going to be looking at, it does not say. But John clearly tells you that the Sabbath they were talking about was the high Sabbath. It wasn't the Saturday. The high Sabbath, the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. This is the high Sabbath. Right? According to Exodus 12 and Leviticus 23, 6 and 7, this day was a holy convocation where no customary work was to be done. It was an annual Sabbath. You see? This Sabbath, the one that prevented them, that caused them to exacerbate the whole process, was such a day. It was not the Saturday or the Friday evening, because the Sabbath starts from what we call Friday, what we refer to as a Friday evening, until the Saturday evening. When John 19:31 says, "For that Sabbath was a high day," it indicates that the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread was starting. That Sabbath was a high day. Right? So we have that clear. But why am I saying that? Why am I clearing that up? Because as we read, we will see something here. It says, "There was a good and righteous man named Joseph, a man of the Sanhedrin." You see, when things go wrong, when things are going wrong, you have a choice. You follow the others or you do what is right. Who had not agreed with their plans, you see, and action, he did not agree. He was from Arimathea, a Judean town, and was looking forward to the kingdom of God. You see, sometimes people misunderstand. I've seen great misunderstanding with people. And I think I've gotten to a place where I won't argue with people again, except for the scriptures. I used to like to try to show, well, you know what, it's really this. And maybe God wired me like that to talk about the scriptures. and was looking forward to the kingdom of God. He approached Pilate, you see now? Not only did he stand up from the Sanhedrin, but he approached Pilate. That's also a problem because remember now Pilate was the man who called. His wife told him not to, but he eventually went along. So going to these fellas now is putting yourself at risk, but Joseph goes. You know, in my secular job, I find myself in some positions sometimes, I tell you, not easy, but in my mind, what I'm doing is right, and I stand up. This is what I see here too. This man, he's so convicted about right and wrong. He has chosen the side of right, and he decides, no matter where the chips fall, he will stand his ground. He approached Pilate and asked for Jesus' body. He asked for the body of Jesus Christ. So taking it, well, of course they gave it to him. Taking it down, he wrapped it in fine linen and placed it in a tomb cut into the rocks where no one had ever been placed. That is prophecy. That is prophecy. The scriptures clearly talks about that he's going to go in a rich man's tomb. Joseph of Arimathea was a rich man, and nobody else had ever been placed in that tomb. He said, when no one had ever been placed. You see, the Bible is telling us. Why is it saying this? Because this comes from what the prophecy says in the Psalms. It talks about this very situation. He said it was the preparation day and the Sabbath was about to begin. So now they're talking about that Sabbath. And as I said to you earlier, this Sabbath that they're talking about was the annual Sabbath that fell on a day other than the weekly Sabbath. And so that particular week when Jesus Christ died had 2 Sabbaths. 2 Sabbaths. So now that's why the women quickly went and they half prepared the body because time was running out. Remember, he died at 3 o'clock and the Sabbath starts at 6. The only 3 hours they have to go and ask that to take down the body, half prepare the body, take it to the tomb, prepare the tomb. All of that had to be done before 6 o'clock, which was when the Sabbath started. And so that's what they're talking about here. This was a high Sabbath. So the woman who had come with him from Galilee followed along and observed the tomb and how his body was placed. So then they returned and prepared spices and perfume. You see? So after they had done that, they returned. This is after that high Sabbath. Then they returned and prepared spices and perfumes, and they rested on the Sabbath according to the commandment. On the high Sabbath, what they did was to half prepare the body because they couldn't prepare the body properly. They went home, and then on the day between the 2 Sabbaths, what they did was to get the spices, and then they were going to come back early in the morning to prepare that body. Right? When they went there, they didn't find anybody. But we can check and see too. We're talking about looking at the scriptures and understanding what actually transpired here. And I would insist that you do a further study on this to be able to be clearer, because there are people who are going to come to you. We must be prepared to contend for the faith. There are people who are going to pick at these things, and they will try to go there, and they're going to try to confuse the person who does not understand clearly. You, as a Christian, you should know and you should be able to defend what the scripture says.
Hola niños, ¿cómo están? ¿Están listos para fe, diversión y amigos?
¿Están listos?
¡Sí! Así que únanse con nosotros cada sábado a las 10 a.m. y los domingos a las 11 a.m.
2 tiempos para escoger o únanse a los 2. Aquí en PlusTV.
Cada semana tendremos nuevos episodios solo para ti y canciones muy divertidas para que bailemos juntos.
Y pasos de baile super cool que puedes seguir.
Cada semana tendremos historias emocionantes que nos acercan a Jesús. Y saben, juegos muy divertidos para que riamos juntos.
Vamos a aprender cómo para enviar para Jesús donde quiera que estemos.
¿Te gustan las sorpresas y premios? ¿Te gusta hacer nuevos amigos?
¿Te gusta divertirte y aprender de Dios?
Así es.
Coinonía
Aquí. Así que no te olvides. Invita a tus amigos, primos y vecinos.
Pon tu alarma y alístate
Nos vemos la próxima vez en Coinonía Kids.
en PlusTV.
¡Yeah!
I'm coming back to your heart.
Foundations. Your work must be grounded upon solid rock, and so should your faith. Join Pastor Louis Wade Jr. weekly for Foundations Bible Study, where he goes deep into the Word of God with biblical teachings for better understanding.
A person might have potential inside of them, a desire to fulfill something, but the word of the Lord can bring that out of a person. Amen? So in the case of Gideon, though he felt that he could not do it, God had designated for him to do it. And so when God spoke the word through the angel, Gideon became who God knew he was all along.
Tune in on Plus TV Sundays for a new program or catch the repeats. We would love to hear from you. Write in and share your thoughts, prayer requests, or even post questions you may have regarding the Bible passages. Foundations. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain.
So when we praise God, you know, we're not singing God the love of the Lord.
Spice up your next event with professional lighting. Call 610-5679 and give your audience an experience they'll never forget. Proper stage lighting ensures stage visibility, motivates, and sets the mood of the atmosphere. We provide services for weddings, concerts, parties, dance recitals, and much more. Captivate your audience. Improve your production today. Call Shamax Productions at 610-5679 for quality and professional stage lighting.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off Mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
Blessed Gardens is servicing home gardens across the country from the nation's capital and helping Belizeans reconnect with nature. We have everything you need for your home garden, so get growing. We have various types of soils: fortified soil, composted soil, potting soil, and pure compost for your garden. We have quality seeds and over 65 varieties of food seedlings for your garden. We even have organic insecticides available, EM soil treatment, and Polyshade for your excessive sun or rain. Blessed Gardens has all your garden solution in one location. Call 610-5679. Visit us at the Bumapan Market Plaza or enjoy our free deliveries across the country. Blessed Gardens. Get growing, Belize.
Do you enjoy learning and wanting to know more about Christ your Savior? Then join Phil Sanders in Search of the Lord's Ways every Sunday 7:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. on PlusTV for half an hour of beautiful hymns and Bible messages. Messages are repeated on Tuesdays at 1:30 and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Search in the Word for God's will. Know more and do more for the God we love. In Search of the Lord's Ways with Phil Sanders is being brought to you by the Church of Christ in your area. Be sure to visit.
Mopping, tiles, furniture, and...
Miss, you don't need all of this, man. Only this you need. You make 4 out of this. And it's cheaper than all of them put together.
I want it.
Green Clean. All your cleaning needs in one bottle.
Conducting a defense biosecurity operations against a rapidly mutating colony of foreign microbial invaders attempting to establish residency within the human host.
Oh, so germs.
Join medical graduate and author Madeleine Tucker for 60-Second Health Talk, a brand new PlusTV series packed with quick and easy to understand health tips. Understand your body, how it works, and making informed choices for everyday wellness. Learn something new in just 60 seconds. Watch 60-Second Health Talk every Monday on Rise and Shine at 7:30 a.m. on PlusTV. 1 minute, valuable health information, better living.
Las noticias, ahora también en español. Durante 20 años, PlusTV ha llevado noticias en vivo y de confianza a Belmopan y a sus comunidades vecinas. Y ahora estamos ampliando nuestro compromiso de mantenerte informado. A partir del martes 2 de junio, PlusTV se enorgullece en relanzar nuestro noticiero en español en vivo, transmitiéndose todos los martes y jueves de 12 p.m. a 12:30 p.m. con retransmisiones nocturnas a las 7 p.m. Mantente informado, mantente conectado, mantente con PlusTV. Nos vemos pronto.
In Toledo, your land is your biggest asset. It is where most families invest all their cash. It provides your food and, in many instances, your livelihood. But a proposed law could take control of private land and transfer it to village ownership. Even with legal title, your property rights could be extinguished, even if you owned it before 2015 when the consent order was signed. Doesn't matter what your ethnicity, if your land is declared Maya customary land, it will be owned by the village. And while we wait, confusion grows, misinformation spreads, and uncertainty is taking hold. As written, this bill may require a constitutional amendment, meaning this could extend beyond Toledo to all of Belize. This bill is too important to rush. Let's fix it, discuss it, and get it right. Toledo Private and Lease Landowners Limited, protecting property rights through dialogue.
Flowers are more than petals and stems. They are messages. They speak when words fall short. At Bow and Our Flowers, every arrangement tells a story of love, gratitude, comfort, and celebration of moments that matter. From heartfelt condolences to joyful milestones and everyday surprises, we treat your moments as if they are our own. We're more than a flower shop. We create customized gift baskets filled with adorable items, making every gift truly unforgettable. At Bow and Our Flowers, our promise is simple: quality, heart, and arrangements that create long-lasting memories. Visit us in Naupan or Spanish Local. Contact us. Bow and Our Flowers, where every flower has a purpose and every gift hits the heart.
Hi kids, how are you today? Are you ready for fun, faith, and friends?
We said, are you ready?
Yeah! So come join us every Saturday at 10 a.m. and every Sunday at 11 a.m.
2 times to choose from, or join us for both here at PlusTV.
We have brand new episodes every week just for you, and awesome songs so we can sing loud,
And cool dance moves you can follow along with.
exciting Bible stories every week that you can learn more from God, and super fun things so we can laugh together.
We'll learn how to shine for Jesus everywhere we go.
Do you like prizes or surprises? Do you like making new friends?
Do you like having fun when you learn about God? Then Cornelio Kids is for you!
So don't forget, tell your friends, cousins, and neighbors.
Set your alarms and get ready.
Join us next time on Cornelio Kids
On PlusTV.
Yeah!
Land the show on TV. Catch all the happenings straight out of San Ignacio with plenty of tea. Laughs and real talk. No one tells it like Andy, Belize's favorite storyteller. So grab your friends, kick back, tune in only on PlusTV.
Hola niños, ¿cómo están? ¿Están listos para fe, diversión y amigos?
¿Están listos?
¡Sí! Así que únanse con nosotros cada sábado a las 10 a.m. y los domingos a las 11 a.m.
2 tiempos para escoger o únanse a los dos. Aquí en PlusTV.
Cada semana tendremos nuevos episodios solo para ti y canciones muy divertidas para que bailemos juntos.
Y pasos de baile super cool que puedes seguir.
Cada semana tendremos historias emocionantes que nos acercan a Jesús. Y saben, juegos muy divertidos para que brillamos juntos.
Vamos a aprender cómo para brillar para Jesús donde quiera que estemos.
¿Te gustan las sorpresas y premios? ¿Te gusta hacer nuevos amigos?
¿Te gusta divertirte y aprender de Dios?
Así es.
Cornelio
es para ti. Así que no te olvides. Invita a tus amigos, primos y vecinos.
Pon tu alarma y alístate.
Nos vemos la próxima vez en Cornelio Kids
en PlusTV.
¡Yeah!
I'm coming back to your heart.
Foundations. Your work must be grounded upon solid rock, and so should your faith. Join Pastor Louis Wade Jr. weekly for Foundations Bible Study, where he goes deep into the Word of God with biblical teachings for better understanding.
A person might have potential inside of them, a desire to fulfill something, but the word of the Lord can bring that out of a person. Amen? So in the case of Gideon, though he felt that he could not do it, God had designated for him to do it. And so when God spoke the word through the angel, Gideon became who God knew he was all along.
Tune in on PlusTV Sundays for a new program or catch the repeats. We would love to hear from you. Write in and share your thoughts, prayer requests, or even post questions you may have regarding the Bible passages. Foundations. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain.
I got to everybody. So when me praise God, you know something. When I think of the love of the Lord.
Spice up your next event with professional lighting. Call 610-5679 and give your audience an experience they'll never forget. Proper stage lighting ensures stage visibility, motivates, and sets the mood of the atmosphere. We provide services for weddings, concerts, parties, dance recitals, and much more. Captivate your audience. Improve your production today. Call Shamax Productions at 610-5679 for quality and professional stage lighting.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
Blessed Gardens is servicing home gardens across the country from the nation's capital and helping Belizeans reconnect with nature. We have everything you need for your home garden, so get growing. We have various types of soils: fortified soil, composted soil, potting soil, and pure compost for your garden. We have quality seeds and over 65 varieties of food seedlings for your garden. We even have organic insecticides available, EM soil treatment, and Polyshade for your excessive sun or rain. Blessed Gardens has all your garden solution in one location. Call 610-5679. Visit us at the Bumapan Market Plaza or enjoy our free deliveries across the country. Blessed Gardens. Get growing, Belize.
Do you enjoy learning and wanting to know more about Christ your Savior? Then join Phil Sanders in Search of the Lord's Ways every Sunday 7:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. on PlusTV for half an hour of beautiful hymns and Bible messages.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the isles and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my bed? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to Rise and Shine. It's a beautiful Friday morning. I wish we had Brother Fem with us this morning to say it's a beautiful morning. And so anyways, we miss Fem. There's nobody like Fem. And there was nobody like Pastor Gentle, and also there's nobody like Fem. And each one of us has a special, unique part to contribute together. And so anyways, please continue to pray for the family and for the Cruz family. And it's a tough time, but we know where Fem is because we know who is the one who saved him and who changed his life. I shared Wednesday morning when we were on together about when Fem called me to repent and to apologize, and he said, Pastor Scott, I've given my heart to the Lord, and he said, I don't believe you to trust me. I don't believe that you will believe me. So here, talk to my wife, and handed the phone to her, and she said, Pastor Scott, it's true. Fem is a changed man, and we saw everything change in his life. And then it was years that we had the chance to be able to partner together, be part of the answer and not part of the problem. So again, please continue to pray for the family. We miss him terribly, and so I believe I'll give you my personal weather forecast for today, which is that we got some sunshine with a small chance of rain. I was a little bit surprised to see what was happening down south with the level of flooding, and I didn't feel like we were getting that much rain, but I guess they had a real dump in that specific area there by Shibel, the gas station, the Shell station right there. And so I was quite astounded to see. So sometimes it happens like that, but water was over the road and water filled up in residential areas. And so anyways, continue to pray for those people as well. And then as we get reports on what level of damage, I would say let's be ready to pitch in and help. If you need to gather some clothes, or if you need to gather some food, or whatever we need to do to help with the folks down there. So I'm recalling some of my friends down south today to find out how they are, if that was just localized only to that area, or if there was other areas also. But anyways, we are glad to have you with us this morning. Normally Pastor Santi would be here with us. He's not feeling well this morning. He overstretched himself, and he's taking some time to slow down and rest. Our bodies need to recuperate, and so, which we're going to be talking about that some this morning. I have one is an older friend and one is a newer friend, and I've got two doctors in the house with us this morning, and we have Dr. Cornelio Marfiel, and I'm happy to have you with us this morning. And we have Dr. Kumar, my new friend, and I've heard about him, but I've never actually got to meet him. And so while we were getting everything set up, all of the equipment was out last night for the city council meeting. PlusTV was broadcasting that live. And so had to get everything all set back up this morning. And so we're running a little bit late, but we are here. And we've got two wonderful men that are going to be talking with us about how to help your body to be able to bounce back from whatever it is that you're going through. So, and then you guys have a new initiative that you're doing right now. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right. So again, thank you, Pastor Scott, and good to have Dr. Kumar with us. We have been talking some while, Dr. Kumar, he's a naturopath like myself, and we have been talking about doing a men's initiative in the country pertaining to health and healing and preventative medicine. And we thought it wise, since the upcoming Father's Day is near, and next week is, like I would say, predominantly Men's Week. Everybody is thinking about that and hopefully what they would want to give him. So we decided, he is living now in Placencia area, and he is at one of the villa there, and he wanted us to do a initiative for that community and for anyone who could reach there. And so we are having like a 4 days initiative there, where we'll be offering some health practices and different modalities, as is seen on the screen, at the Maya Beach, Placencia, next week. It starts actually from Wednesday, and it will run all the way till the Sunday, which is celebrated most in the world as Father's Day and also as Yoga International Day. And so I am doing some initiative like with diabetic foot health cares and foot reflexology and some acupressure massages and quite a number of other things, health consultation, and I'll allow the doc to say what all he is offering, as we are going to be putting this out there to help people to know that there is a group of men we want to cater to for next week there.
Very good. Dr. Kumar? Good to have you with us, and I've enjoyed listening to you already and some of the tips and tricks. First, both of you guys could jump in, but we'll start off with you. What is a naturopath?
Yeah, naturo means nature, and pathy means treatment. So that any treatment, if we are giving with the help of the nature, so that is called naturopathy. Okay. So this whole universe made from 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. And our body made from the same 5 elements, and this 5 finger made from the 5 elements. So health is in these 5 elements. So if we are balancing these 5 elements, that is called health. If any imbalance is these 5 elements, that is called disease. Okay. So if we balance air inside our body, we have to take breath, we have to do walking, we have to do grounding, we have to drink water sufficiently, we have to take sunshine every day, right? So if we are following the nature's law, then we are healthy. Very and good. That is called naturopathy.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And there are some principles behind, like for example, we don't want to harm. So one of the first principles, and I think all doctors, when they do that that oath, they say first do no harm, the Hippocratic Oath, and we also believe in that. So nothing invasive. We try to do whatever we can to prevent further deterioration of a disease, or we try to prevent those deteriorations. So first, do no harm. Like we were saying earlier, we operate as more an educator rather than just saying, take this, do this. We get the client involved, because the truth is, like I was also saying earlier, we do not necessarily heal. We only provide an environment and herbal remedies and therapies and all the other things in nature, like the doctor said, that will enhance that healing that is already in us. So your blood is one of the best healer. You know, the blood carry white blood cells, it carry all the army to fight off disease, but if they are congested or they are clogged up and the red blood cells can't take enough oxygen, there are issues, heart issues, circulatory issues. If we can open up those vital portals through therapies, detoxification, and other modalities of naturopathy, we are sure to see healing. We like to say this thing, right? If the faith is pure,
cure is sure.
The cure is sure.
Everybody remember that. The faith is pure, the cure is sure, right?
And right.
And so we were talking before we came on the set here this morning, but if you're in a car accident and you're all beat up, you know, you probably don't necessarily want a naturopath.
That's right.
You want a doctor who can cut you open and find out what's going on and fix you, right? But then my philosophy is right after that, normally I'm going to go for a naturopath. One of the things that I like about naturopath and natural health is what Socrates said, let food be your medicine, right? And I find that natural doctors, that's kind of the top of their list, right? The ones that I follow, they'll describe the condition and then they go right into what to eat and what not to eat. You want to stay away from these kind of foods, and I think that that's an extremely important part. But I think a lot of people, you know, the Bible says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge or a lack of understanding. And I find when I watch people, you know, you hear they have these certain conditions, and then I'm watching what they're eating, you know, and you want to say something, but then you don't know if you know them enough to be able to say something. And so sometimes you just have to let it go, right? But a lot of times people are making mistakes, but they don't realize it, right?
And people, like I always say, if you think knowledge is expensive, try ignorance. That's right. We normally pay for ignorance. And if you think health is expensive, try sickness.
That's right.
So there's a cost to that ignorance.
That's right. That's right.
Sir.
And so there's a cost to the health. So you guys are going to be specifically Placencia area. All right.
Maybe he can give some more information of the location,
sure,
what he's
go
doing.
Go and talk about that. Where you guys will be.
At the villa?
Yeah.
Okay.
First villa, Maya Beach, in front of Healthy Addiction.
Okay.
So we are going to do this retreat, and everyone welcome. Like, if someone is suffering from any type of pain, or any type of diabetes issues, or any type of they want to change their lifestyle issues.
Lifestyle is so important.
Yes.
If you can try this and that, but if you're not willing to change the lifestyle, right? So.
So like if someone is suffering from constipation, someone is suffering from diabetes, someone suffering from anxiety, depression, insomnia, all these issues. So if anyone is suffering from all these conditions, they can come, and we will give them like simple tips.
And so this is going to be specifically for men,
It's specifically for men, but we still open it because we recognize that we'll be there and people might want to access the
everybody wants help. And so, all right, so this is showing from Wednesday, June 17th, through Sunday, June 21st, all right? And this is going to be in the Maya Beach, Placencia area. And so if you're nearby there, you can travel and get there.
And they'll have some contact info, because I know people might want to ask about price and what we are offering.
Very good.
So my number is 625-4231, and the good doctor is 635-9197. You can contact any of us so we can give you more rundown. We have some package deal where you can access 2 or 3 of these treatments for a specific price, and we are going to be there to serve particularly men in the community.
And so is this going to be a seminar type platform, or are you doing clinic, or?
Well, we are doing a number of things. So like, for example, I am a naturopath, so I do a lot of herbal. So we have some natural remedies, mostly that are done locally. So things like for diabetes issue, we have the different leaves that help with diabetes. For things like blood purification, we have more of the bitter herbs, the moringa. We'll have some of these available for any of your disease, but we'll have consultations. We'll have we have a little treatment room there where we can do different therapies. He's doing like alignment, I'll be doing massages. Whatever the needs arise, we will be providing these services. It's not like a 3 days retreat, because someone already called and asked, am I to pay an amount of money and I come for 3 nights and where we'll stay? No, it's a one-on-one basis. There is a program that will be done the weekend, because, and I'll let the doctor talk about that at the basketball court. We'll invite men and women. He's doing a program there the weekend for the Yoga International Weekend. So, and it's all about having rest and peace, because that's what we are trying to promote. Have some rest and peace, that peace of mind that we so need. Like we were saying earlier, this adrenaline rush, cortisol rush, we are in a rat race here, right in our little country, and sometimes we just got to stop and smell the roses and smell the diseases too and treat them accordingly.
Very good. And so this is going to be a focus there for the Placencia area. And again, if you're nearby and you can drive to be able to get there, there will be clinical stuff happening. There will be informational stuff. There'll be access to resources and then learning which things work best for which. And you know, for us as men, I mean, we're coming into Father's Day, but men are notorious for, and I have to include myself in this also, for not wanting to go to the doctor.
Yeah,
right?
For every 10 patients I see, only 3 are men. For every 10 patients, this is a fact.
Yeah.
I can speak for my clinic.
Yeah.
For every 10 patients that I see, only 3 are men. So and it's crazy because like diabetes, we are seeing an increase in amputation, and again, it's largely men getting parts amputated, feet and toes.
Because if you neglect those things, if you try to ignore those things, they say denial is not just a river in Egypt, right? Like it's something men tend to live in denial a lot of times. They don't want to go to the doctor. They don't want to be checked by the doctor. They're living in denial, and then you wind up having to chop off.
And crisis management is always more expensive. I say prevention is better than prescription, and caution much better than cure. So the early detection, even like from the Cancer Society, you hear they always emphasize early detection is the best prevention. It's like, for example, I deal a lot with diabetics and diabetic complications, whether it's eye issue, kidney failure, impotency, foot problem, neuropathy, peripheral arterial disease, and the list goes on. A lot of that complication could have been so prevented if we had looked at your figures from the beginning. You are having 200, 300, 400 as your glucose testing. You know, there's already a red flag. There's already the signal in the engine saying, I need help. So if we keep practicing crisis management, tertiary healthcare, then it's going to be expensive and it's going to shorten your life in the longer run.
Right.
Because normally when all of these diseases reach the major chronic stage, it's harder to reverse. It's harder to treat. It's not impossible, because I've seen a lot of foot that was going to get amputated and they are still walking on their 2 foot. I say, to God be the glory. But I've also known cases where it's so far gone, it's in necrotic, it's gangrene, it's up, you know, it's got to get moved. So, you know, prevention is better than prescription. Caution is much better than cure. Even when we talk about hereditary issues, you know, we say, you know, as a pastor, you always preach, you know, we got to break these hereditary curses. But the truth is, heredity may load the gun, but lifestyle actually pulls the trigger. So I like when you were talking about your food is your medicine, because that's one of the things we emphasize a lot. You are what you eat. What you put into this temple is what you're going to get. What you sow, you reap. And so we got to make some necessary changes. And with help of naturopaths, that's what we do for a living. We guide you, we counsel you, we empower you so that you can become healthy men and women to make a productive place to live in.
Very good.
Yeah.
And so some of it is going to be food related, some of it's going to be herbal related, but then you brought some of these little doodads here. I call them doodads, right? But this one looks like a little sandal, it looks like a little baby sandal, or it could be one of those brushes that you scrub a horse with, right? But tell me about this. And so with this, we're talking about something that basically free,
yes,
doesn't cost anything,
yes,
and it's something that you do. You don't eat. You don't have to. So some practices, right?
Yes.
Teach us about some of these things.
Yes. As before, I told you that this whole universe made from 5 elements. So this 5 elements is in this 5 finger, right? The whole body is there in this 5 finger. So if you just keep like this, your whole finger, you will get your whole body in this 5 finger. These 2 finger represents your both the legs. In this both the finger, see we have 3 joints. 1 joint, 2 joints, 3 joints. Like that, in the leg we have 3 joints: hip joint, knee joint, ankle joints. So first one represents your hip joint. Second one represents your knee joint. Third one represents your ankle joints, right? So these 2 are your legs. These 2 finger represents the arms. In the arms, first one is your shoulder, second is elbow, third is the wrist. Only 3 joints is there. There is no 4th joint and there is no 2 joints. Why 3 joints? Because it's connected to the body, right? So this forefinger represents your 4 the limbs. So whenever you are waking up in the morning with the stiff neck or neck pain, you later, if you have more chronic pain, you go for the medication. But if you just simple, like, you know, hair, nerve hair there, just try to press it here. And if you press it, immediately you will get the release. Like I treated like more than like thousands to thousands clients.
Interesting.
Right, yes. And they are getting very good results by, like, you know, not only with this, so many other treatment is also there, but this is the primary care people can do in the home.
Before we came on the air, you were talking about, because I have high blood pressure, but then I manage mine naturally. I've learned some of the tricks of the trade. I call them hacks, right? But you showed me a new one about breathing in through your left nostril, right? Because that's where all of those sensors are and everything. And I'm thinking, okay, this is interesting. Like, and so some of these tricks of the trade and understanding the body and how it works, and
So this, like I was telling you about the hypertension, right? So hypertension is like, you know, left nostrils related to the moon.
Okay.
Moon, what is the function of the moon? Moon function is smoothing, calming, relaxing. So whenever you breathe from the left nostrils, you will get the calmness. Your blood flow will go easily. So blood pressure easily calm down. So if someone is suffering from high blood pressure, if they are doing 5 minutes or 27 rounds at a time in a whole day, 5 times in a day, so that their blood, like, you know, you can check before and after, then you will see the change immediately. Right? So this is your left nostrils, and whenever you are doing inhale and exhale through your right nostrils represents the sun.
Okay.
So whenever you are, like, someone is suffering from depression and someone is suffering from laziness, they don't want to get up from the bed because of so many issues, right? And then that particular time they can inhale and exhale through your right nostrils.
Okay.
Simple. And if someone is suffering, like, you know, they want to reduce their weight, again, right nostril breathing. Simple tricks.
Now, some people will say this sounds like craziness, right? But I was telling you guys before we came on the air, my mom, she's the one that taught me about this guy, Dr. Amen, right? And so sat down and watched some of the videos and said, okay, he's a brain doctor. And but then he had taught her the trick about put a bean on your wrist. My mom was having a hard time sleeping. Put a bean on your wrist, like with a rubber band to hold that in place. And she said, Scott, I put that there. It's a pressure point, right? And put the bean there with the rubber band. And she said, like, I slept straight through the night. And so I thought, well, whatever works, you know, and so you're referring off of the Ayurvedic naturopathy, right?
And like you said earlier, it's not just that. When we treat a disease, we treat the complete man. There is a complete program. At least I can speak for myself. When I sit with a client, we have all these different techniques, massages, hydrotherapy, but there's also other lifestyle issue. You got to look at your stressors. How can I eliminate some of these stressors? I got to drink enough water. I got to pray more, you know. I got to look at the situations and the relations and how do I bring forgiveness. There is so much little intricacy into healing, and so that's excellent. And we add food and we add herbal. You know, I was telling you there are some herbs that are just out there that helps with relaxing the brains and the neurotransmitter that gives you a good night rest. Valerian, you know, passion flowers, chamomile. You know, there is so much thing, and that is where our job comes very holistic, very holistic.
These are all non-chemical things. They're natural.
Non-chemical,
they're
no side effects.
Of plants and stuff, right?
Right. So they are all natural, and even medication. A lot of the medication comes right from the cellulose compound of the plants. I mean, look at the poppy plant, one of the best anesthesia in the world. So we know that their healing is in nature. We are going back to what is our profession. We are naturopath. We believe in first do no harm. We believe in being non-invasive. And like you said, there's a time and place for everybody. We are just promoting what we believe is an ultimate way to heal people, and that is accessing the root of the problem, getting into nature and the natural remedies that are available. And when good education is given and prevention is better than cure, then we have a healthy nation.
Very good. Now, if we can, let's talk a little bit about relationships, because one of the videos that I was watching, this brain doctor was talking about different steps that you could do to actually make your brain younger, right? Make your brain function younger. And so he's an older guy. He's been doing this for his whole life. So to me, it's kind of like sit down, shut up, and listen to what this guy has to say. So he listed off a number of different things that you could do. But one of them that he listed I found was quite surprising was having quality time with close friends.
Yes,
right?
very
And it was fresh in my mind because we had just had quality time with close friends. We took the whole afternoon. We had a taco fest with some of our dear friends, Pastor Eduardo and Arita Lemas and Pastor Santi and Liliana, my wife and I. We've been together for 40 years, right? And we lived our lives together, raised our kids together, all of that. But quality time with friends and how that relates to stress relief, right? I think one of the primary drivers in the world that we live in today is we live in a very stressful world. And men are carrying a lot of stress, right? If you're the provider for your family, I mean, so many men lay in bed awake at night, and kind of worrying about the future, and worrying about, are we going to have enough money, as we get older or whatever. I know I think about those things because we're supposed to be responsible, but that stress can really backfire and start to create some problems. Can we talk about that a little bit? And then I'd like for us to discuss some about resolving conflicts. I'm hearing a lot of stories of people in families where they get into these big conflicts, and then these ones don't talk to those ones, and it's like. And then next thing you know, somebody's starting to have health problems, because all of this stress and the negativity. Let's talk about that some, right?
So conflict management is very important in any relationship, whether it's at home, whether it's in the workplace, because tension, they say hurt people will hurt people.
That's right.
And I think that's part of healing too. We got to figure out, when I get a diabetic foot, it's a hurt foot. So he wants to be healed. If I'm hurting, and I probably won't do well to that hurt. So we got to find out ways how we can communicate, how we can get a second and a third partner involved. Forgiveness, I think, is a very, very vital, important part of mending any kind of relationship. Because when we can't forgive others, one, we are hurting other people, but most of all, we are hurting our own self. I'm often being told when I did mental health class in the States, if you don't forgive a person, you have given them power over you.
That's right.
And when you forgive a person, you're actually releasing something that you were holding inside that you don't want to hold. It's like going up a mountain and you decide you want to carry a 50-pound barbell with you. If you let that go, you'll reach the top more easier. So I think just basic things, love, laughter, forgiveness, good communication, understanding. I think if we can get these things involved in our relationships, I think we'll have a better home, we'll have a better place. And we must be honest. As men, sometimes we don't have much to talk to and people to talk about because of confidentiality. We are afraid. And by nature, men don't really operate in that way, and
women have to talk.
Women have to talk.
Men don't like to talk.
And that's another issue with us.
How was your day? Good.
Yeah.
So what did you do today? Work.
Yeah. I like that. But Doc, do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, in the conflicts, first, whenever you are thinking about others, you are giving all the powers to them, right? So in that, if we are forgiving someone, so inside your nervous system is calm. If you're not forgiving, we are putting some grudges inside, your nervous system is fully overwhelmed, and they are they are fighting inside. And when they will fight inside, your system is not good.
That's right.
And then only your whole 72,000 of energy channels get blocked.
Right.
And if all the energy channels will get blocked, then we are your whole energy system will divert in a stress position. Then more cortisol will rise up, more stress will come, more fat,
more heart disease,
more cortisols,
right.
more constipation,
it's a package deal.
More accumulation of toxins. So I will again come in the naturopathy. Naturopathy says in this whole world there are only 3 root cause of disease. First is accumulation of toxins.
Okay.
If you are accumulating the toxins, and if you are thinking about, we are talking about conflicts, right? So whenever you are talking about conflicts or thinking about someone, we are holding something inside, and your nervous system is not working properly. Then if your nervous system is not working properly, your digestion will be not proper.
That's
If your
right.
digestion is not proper, you will be constipated.
That's right.
And constipation, then that is accumulation of toxins.
That's right.
Then if first root
so
cause,
it just
yes,
turns
it's
into a
it's
circle, yes.
That is, I'm trying to connect with the naturopath, right? The first root cause of that conflict is also accumulation of toxins, accumulation of toxins of the thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So if we'll release that one, then your energy flow will be there. And if your energy flow is there, then ultimate happiness will come. If ultimate happiness is not there, then so many diseases will be there.
That's
and so many
right.
toxins will be
That's
there.
right.
And second root cause of the disease is abnormal composition of blood and lymph. If conflict is there, abnormal composition of blood lymph will be there, because your heartbeat will be up all the time. And third is lower vitality. If we have conflict, you will be like, always you will be like, you do like all that, because you have inside, you have less oxygen. So these are the three root cause of the diseases. First is abnormal composition of the blood and lymph. Second is composition, accumulation of toxins, and third is the lower vitality.
Yeah.
So if we just clean all the toxins, then
healing starts to happen.
starts
Cleanse
happen
the,
automatically.
cleanse the temple first. And that's where I always start before
Yes.
you go there.
Yes.
I believe in cleansing. I tell people, in Christmas everybody want to paint and think, but if you don't remove the cobwebs and maybe power wash, you probably won't get a good finish. And it's the same thing with the body. We got to cleanse. Every day our body is trying to clean in. If we don't sweat, if we don't urine, if we don't stool properly, don't breathe properly, these are all the vital areas of elimination. Then we got to get these things going. Clean the liver, and that's what we offer. How do you clean your system even before you start to put vital energy in it, and food and everything else?
Very good. Now let's talk a little bit briefly. We're going to need to wind down here with this segment, but I'm enjoying this. I hope you all are enjoying this as well, because this is very, very helpful. But exercise.
Yeah.
Let's talk about exercise. When we're talking about lifestyle change, right? I remember my son was younger. He was a teenager, and I looked at my son and I said, "Son, I need your help." And he said, "What?" I said, I want to have an appointment with you every day at 5 o'clock. You and me are going to work out. Can you help me? I have to change some stuff in my lifestyle. And he said, "Yes, I'll help you." If I was in a counseling appointment with somebody, my son would come and knock on the door and open the door. "Dad, remember you have an appointment." Oh, that's right. And so I said, "Sorry, you came late. I have another appointment that I need to get to, but I'll catch up with you on Tuesday." I'd go put on my clothes. My son and I would go out there, work out, weights, spotting each other, exercising, stretching, all of this kind of stuff. And my son was able to help me, but it was lifestyle change. I realized that's the hardest thing for me with my schedule. It still is today, right? But let's talk some about this whole area of exercise and getting your body moving. You were talking about sweat.
Yeah.
Most people try to avoid sweating. You get out there in the heat. I feel all sweaty, but it's actually a good thing.
Well, there's the sweat gland. It's there for a reason.
That's right.
You like to say motion is your best lotion, no? And
that's good.
Motion is your best lotion. It's soothing. And when God created man, you notice He gave him everything, right? I always say, I give him 3W in Genesis 2 and 3. He gave him work first, then He gave him worship, then He gave him woman. Society have turned that around. By the time a man reads 16, he wants a woman. But he hasn't found worship, which is God, and he hasn't found work yet.
That's right.
So we have turned around the formula.
That's
but
right.
the first thing God gave man, He put him in a garden to work. He didn't put him in an AC building.
That's
So that's a good thought to start there when it comes to movement. If you don't use it, you lose it. And this is the rule. I do a lot of physiotherapy with stroke patient, accident. I have a chronic accident case that I'm dealing with. Limbs got cut and it's very sedentary, and so the motion is key, because you have muscle atrophy and you have a lot of other issues.
That's right. The circulation isn't circulating.
Yeah, we were meant to circulate, but this sedentary lifestyle, Pastor, that we have been introduced to with this.
And what is
the
that
most
mean, sedentary?
It means we sit too much, we stay too still. In our younger days, we didn't have these distractions, so we were out playing, top and playing with marbles, and we were always active and
kicking ball.
Yeah, and we were slim and trim like guava limb.
That's right,
but now we are getting fat and fatter, and one of the contributing factor, apart from all the cortisol, the cortisol build up, and then is a lack of movement. So I think you have to put a schedule in life and know what is your priority. I understand, especially as men, we are the breadwinner. We got to be at work on time. We got to get this done. But there must be a time where we have 8 hours for sleep. We have 8 hours for work. What will we do with the next 8 hours in our 24 hours given? There must be at least 1% of that dedicated. 1%, you know. All we need is about 20 minutes of some kind of rigid, brisk walking, movement, stretching.
Get your heart rate elevated.
And we could be healthy. In diabetes management, that is one of the number one thing we offer and we encourage. That is 20 minutes of exercise is like 5 units of insulin. This is research shown medically. Right. Just moving very rapidly, running, doing some brisk walking, some cardio, and even some strength training, you can bring down your sugar level a little.
That's right.
With the good eat management program that we said. So I think if we can make it a priority and we find the time, we do stop finding an excuse. We have a philosophy in our diabetes thoughts. You say diabetes runs in your family because nobody runs in the family.
That's good. That's good.
Diabetes runs in your family because nobody runs in the family. So I will leave that thought there, especially for diabetics.
True. Yeah, it's humorous, but it's so true.
It's profoundly true.
Yes.
You want to add?
And I want to give some tips, like how you can improve your lifestyle from the morning. Like morning 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. is the time for large intestine. So if you just wake up during that time, your large intestine is ready to excrete all the toxins from the morning. So first of all, when you wake up in the morning, try to drink 2 glasses of lukewarm water. Right? And before drinking your tea and coffee, if you can. So first thing,
that's so important.
So important. Yes. So whenever you are drinking 2 glasses of lukewarm water, and then after drinking 2 glasses of water, do little exercises. How you can do that? Interlock your finger and put in your head if you can. If not, just put your hand up. And whenever you're putting your hand up, in your abdomen, in your stomach, you have a sphincter that is called pyloric sphincter. Whenever you just do like this, your pyloric sphincter will open up. And then it will go to the intestine, small intestine. And what will happen in the your small intestine is a curlier structure. And whenever you do and how you can take the toxins from the curlier structure, then you have to do like this. Inhale up and go to the left side. Simple exercise. And come to the center. Then go to the right side. Then come to the center. Whenever you do this, whenever you're drinking warm water, not cold water, warm water. Whenever you drink warm water, whatever is just stick with the intestine, that will come out. And whenever you do this, so that's why you do 9 times this one. Inhale, go up. Always you do all the exercise with the breathing. Inhale, go up and give a nice stretch. Exhale, come to the center. Then go to the opposite side. Then come to the center. You can do by a standing, and if you don't want to do a standing, you can do by the sitting as well. But you have to do it, move it. That's why always I say, motion is our natural lotion, right? So that's why this is the second exercise. Third exercise, you can put your hand on your right hand on the left shoulder, left hand on the right hip, right? And then give a nice stretch. And whenever you're doing this, you are activating all the pancreas, you're activating all the intestines toxins to come out. Very good. Then come like this, and then go to the opposite side. So this is the third exercise, right? And then one more is if you tell me, I can show you in the lying down also. You can lie down like this. That is okay. It will come. No.
If we can get the camera down there, I guess. If you want to go down on the floor.
And while he's doing that, all of this could be preliminaries. This is only going to take 5 minutes at home. Then you go for a 15-minute walk. So you're opening up all the portals, all the organs.
All right, we're going to get a shot down on the floor. Doctor's on the floor, everybody.
Like that, you can do like this, and inhale, go up, and go to from the left side, you have to see your right heels. And then come to the center. And then go to the right side, and then from the right side, you come to the left heels. So these are the simple exercises. If you do this, you will activate all the organs and the intestines so that toxins can come out. But who is healthy, who is very healthy person, they don't need to do all that. Automatically when they will wake up, they will go for the excretion.
Right.
But if you're not, your abdomen, your bowel movement is not correct, you're suffering from the constipation because of so much stress, because your brain and gut is connected, right?
Very good.
So that's why whenever you're more stressed, more constipation, more anxiety, more depression. So that's why first of all, try to reduce the stress with the breathing.
And
Simple.
so these might seem, you guys, like some very small things, right? But if you've been around it takes discipline, but if you've been around for a while, I think you'll start to realize that life is made up of a bunch of little small things. And if you get all of those little small things, right, and get them positive, it can actually help you change your whole lifestyle. And that includes your relationships also. So again, I specifically asked him if we could talk some about that. And then that's we were talking about forgiveness, right? I just want to give you one quick little tip before we go with this segment. But I hear people say this all the time. Well, I want to say sorry, but he has to say sorry first, right? Well, that's pride. Well, somebody's going to have to be the first, so let that be you. Leaders go first, right? Somebody's got to be the first to humble themselves. Somebody has to be the first to fall on their sword. And this is the easiest way to do it.
So, Pastor, how about people say you can forgive, but you can't forget?
With some people, yes, but and it's true. But at the same time, like even those thoughts, I encourage people, give those to God and ask God to help those to leave. Like God, I want this out of my mind. I'm not going to give rental space in my head anymore to that, right? So it's kind of a determination type thing, right? But it's forgiving, it's realizing, okay, I can't do anything about them, right? I can do something about myself, but I can't do anything about them. And so, but what I do, I've got some people in my life that are always, they're taking a sharp stick and poking me in my ribs, right? Provoking, right? And so I learned to stay out of poking distance, with those people. And if they start to poke with their words, that's normally when I say, I just remember I have another commitment. My other commitment is to not get poked, right? But I have another commitment. But it's wonderful to see you, and so we'll catch up some more. And I just try and remove myself out of the situation because I can't do anything about them, but I can do something about me, right? Yes, that's true. And so
I like that analogy.
Yeah, we're talking about stress relief, getting rid of the negativity. I heard a doctor told one person, you've got too much stress in your life, and I have a lot of stress with my spouse, and so that you need to learn how to handle that. So they divorce their spouse. It's like, no, I think God wants us to learn how to develop those skills, how to be able to handle those things properly, right? So anyways, it's wonderful to have you guys with us. So Placencia this upcoming week?
Yes, this coming week starting Wednesday, and we will run the show all the way till Sunday. So please contact us 625-4231 and my good doctor 635-9197 if you want more information about this wonderful Men's Health Week Father's Day treat. We have a number of things that we are offering in Placencia starting from Wednesday. I'm actually going to Hamanasse to do a health presentation to the men's there.
Very good.
And then I will go to Placencia and join Doc, and I'll be there all the way till Sunday offering our service and our expertise.
And so you can learn some tips, you can learn some steps, you can learn some of these small things that you could put into practice. This little scrubby thing, the doc just showed me.
It's called hand reflexology.
Yes,
and you can do it on your feet too.
All the way on each one of your fingers, right?
But if you don't have this, you can just clap. You clap 50 times, 100 times, so that you can activate all the pressure points.
That's right.
And if you can add like this also, like like clap like that, and then if you want to activate your serotonin, dopamine, and epinephrine easily, automatically, then you can do like this. We will do everyone. Like we will do 2 times, very good, and then we will tell wow, right? Okay. Everyone will do it like this. Very good, wow. 2 more times. Very good, wow. Very good, wow. What's happening in this? Just when you are doing this, you are activating all the pressure points. And when you're doing wow, what you're doing? You're opening your rib cage, you're opening your heart, you're opening your lungs. And whenever you're telling wow, you are loosening the muscles of the face. In your face, you have 60 muscles, 30 muscles this side and 30 muscles this side. And when all the time we are in sad posture and we are in stress, that's why we are contracting all the muscles. And that's why less blood flow, less energy flow, right? So whenever you release that, more oxygen flow, more blood flow, and more serotonin, dopamine, and epinephrine activation. So whatever you are doing in your whole day, try to do like 5 minutes this simple activities, so then that will activate your whole day and you will feel happy throughout your day without any stress and depression. Thank you so much.
Very good. So this upcoming week, Wednesday through till Sunday, Father's Day, Dr. Cornelio Marfiel and Dr. Kumar, and both of them are going to be available. They're going to be doing some presentations. They're going to have resources. They're going to have herbal and natural things. They're going to have these little scrubby things that go on your finger, and all kind of little things that they all add up for a big difference. And so I want to thank you both for being here together. Wonderful to meet you, Dr. Kumar.
Yes, it's a pleasure.
Wonderful to be with you. And thank you both for your work in helping people to be healthy. And so we want to say, Belize, we need to be healthy. And so one of the best things you could do for stress relief is get out there and walk. Get your heart rate going. If you're not used to doing that, just start slow, right? You don't want to do too much too fast, but work on your breathing, get some fresh oxygen in there, and get that stress off. Pray, let God speak to your heart, and so anyways, it's going to change our nation. So thank you both this morning. Good, doctor. And so anyways, this is a wonderful segment. I hope that it's helped you to be able to pick up some good health tips. There's like 10 hours more we could have talked about of other things, right? But go to Placencia and you can catch up on some of those things. They're going to give you those health tips to get your life healthy. And so anyways, God bless you both.
Thank you.
Belize, we're going to take a short break for our sponsors, give them opportunity. They're the ones that help keep Rise and Shine on the air. We're very grateful. And we will be back in a minute or two, and as our dear brother Fem is probably still staying in heaven, keep it locked on the rock. We'll be right back.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize, sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go?
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad in the month of June. Visit a Benny's near you and get store-wide discounts on selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's. Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 Benny's.
Flowers are more than petals and stems. They are messages. They speak when words fall short. At Bow and Our Flowers, every arrangement tells a story of love, gratitude, comfort, and celebration of moments that matter. From heartfelt condolences to joyful milestones and everyday surprises, we treat your moments as if they are our own. We're more than a flower shop. We create customized gift baskets filled with adorable items, making every gift truly unforgettable. At Bow and Our Flowers, our promise is simple: quality, heart, and arrangements that create long-lasting memories. Visit us in Nopan or Spanish Local. Contact us. Bow and Our Flowers, where every flower has a purpose and every gift hits the heart.
Serious about your sound? So are we. At Lavitza, music isn't just business, it's our vibe. From first-time players to seasoned pros, Belize chooses Lavitza. Whether you're a solo artist, band, church, school, or marching band, we speak your language. Experience the crisp keys of a Yamaha, the legendary beat of Pearl and Tama drums, and a premium selection of guitars, mics, mixers, and speakers. We only stock the best, gear that's built to perform, designed to last, and backed by expert service with a smile. At Levitza, it's about more than the equipment. It's about friendship and the joy of making music. Your passion is our mission. No cash? No worries. Ask about our flexible payment plans. From the mainland to the islands, we ship countrywide. Levitza, the good stuff at better prices.
Welcome to the William David Fonseca Parking Facility, your modern solution for safe and convenient parking in downtown Belize City. With easy payment options such as prepaid cards or coins, parking downtown has never been easier. Enjoy affordable rates as low as 75 cents for 15 minutes, $1.50 for 30 minutes, and $3 for an hour. Open and available 24/7. Park smart. Park safe. Park at the William David Fonseca Parking Facility. Modern, secure, convenient. Your Belize City Council. Always about the people.
The biggest tournament requires the ultimate streaming experience with NextGen TV. Win with NextGen. Pay your bill or sign up for a NextGen bundle plan for a chance to win a 43, 55, or up to 65-inch smart TV bundle, a brand new soundbar, and many more prizes. Get ready to witness football history being made with NextGen. Not a NextGen TV subscriber yet? Contact us to subscribe today. NextGen TV, your stadium at home.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Time's ticking fast, future still unknown. Heartbeats in a rush, waiting for that dawn. Dreams are flying high, stars within our reach, chasing glowing lights, mystery.
This scholarship impacted my life in ways I cannot fully explain. Every day reminds me why I continue to work hard and stay focused on my goals. Personally, I am proud that I never gave up on myself. There were many moments when I wanted to quit, moments filled with stress, doubt, and exhaustion, but I kept pushing forward. And standing here today reminds me that every struggle was worth it.
The scholarship helped me become stronger because it gave me something powerful that is called motivation. It has pushed me to set goals, take my studies seriously, and to work towards attaining my objectives, one step at a time. Instead of wondering if I could reach my future, I began making it happen through discipline and effort.
Feel it in the air, it's strong.
To the graduating class of 2026, I want to leave you with this. Never underestimate your potential. Your circumstances do not define your future. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments when things feel impossible, but do not allow temporary struggles to stop you from reaching your dream.
Believe in yourself and stay ready for opportunities because they will come when you prepare for them. Graduates, once again, congratulations. May your hard work continue to open doors. May you stay motivated when life becomes difficult. And may you always remember that you were not brought this far just to stop here.
Hope we're holding tight.
We have done our job through the great job that Restore Belize does. We gave you the runway. You have done yours. You earned the wings. Now go into this nation and build it, not because the government says so, but because I Am Belize has taught you to do so. On behalf of the Office of the Prime Minister, we salute all you graduates.
Something big to come. Music starts, it won't be long.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my wing? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my wing? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my wing? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know. If I ever had to leave me home, no other place I ever roam could be like Belize. Be like Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. Creole and Garifuna, Mestizo and Maya, living in peace.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize. If I ever had to leave Belize, if I ever had to leave Belize, where would I go? Where would I go? Where would I spread my wing? Where would I lay my head? Nobody know. Nobody know.
Good morning, Belize, again. Thank you for staying with us. Keeping it locked on the rock, as Brother Fem always said. And so I've got Mr. Kerm Timbrell with me for our second segment today. Kerm, thanks for being here.
Yes,
and,
good morning.
Again, Pastor Santi's feeling pretty tired, and he's catching up on some rest, and so we want him to do that. So I was in a meeting with him yesterday, and I told him, I said, you know what, you stay home. You just need to slow down, and so he's at home slowing down, and then so Kerm came in. Kerm was in the meeting also. All of us together, we're all dear friends. We're conspiring for everything we can do to bring forth positive change in the nation of Belize. And so anyways, good to have you with us, Kerm.
Yes, good morning. It's good to be here. It's Friday already. Unbelievable.
I'm thinking there was stuff I needed to have done by last Friday, and here we are at this Friday, and it's still not done. So
1 week late.
Yes, I'm in trouble.
Plus, I'm sure there's a new list, right? But Brother Fem is gone, you know, Pastor Scott. I saw him last Tuesday. Last Tuesday. Because this Tuesday was when he went to the hospital. And so I saw him last Tuesday right here. You know, I got a ride with him. You know, and I kind of felt he wasn't doing good. Like really, I've never seen him like that. You know, and so, you know, it's what do you say, man? It's
Well, we just had the doctors on who were talking about taking care of ourselves, right? And it's not to say that Fem wasn't taking care of himself, but you know, it's they say an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. So the sooner in life that we start to pay attention to those kind of dynamics, the better it is. You can be able to prevent things from happening. And so, but I want to make mention, Kerm, that the wake for Brother Fem will be at their home in Roaring Creek on Monday night. And then the funeral will be this upcoming Tuesday at the community center in Roaring Creek. And so again, we want to be surrounding and gathering around the family and just be a channel of blessing to them. If you can get them some finances also, especially if you know the family, if everybody pitches in, everything goes a whole lot easier. And so these are unexpected things. Sometimes, you know, you have somebody that's sick and they're slowly going down. We just said goodbye to Cheryl's mom in March, and she was 102. And so, you know, at 102, you know that for sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, she's not getting any younger, right? And you know what the obvious is. And but when a sudden thing, you know, when they called me, I think it was Monday morning, saying that they had found Fem. He had fallen in the night and apparently landed like right on his face on the floor, and they found him on the floor like that. So he had apparently passed out in the night. Got him to the hospital in Belmopan. From there, moved him to Belize City, and by the next day he was gone. And so these sudden things like this, it's a shocker. It can be very traumatizing. And I just want to encourage every one of us. God is the healer of our hearts. Look to Him and just receive that healing to your heart in those kind of situations. So wake Monday at the Cruise House in Roaring Creek, and then funeral Tuesday at the community center.
Yep. I know he had a lot of fans, so you know. But
yeah, he brought a very wonderful and flavorful twist into the PlusTV family, Rise and Shine family. And like what Lewis said Wednesday, you know, it was Brother Fem that would get her early when others weren't here early. He would start the show early in the morning because he was ripe and ready to go. And then sometimes he was bringing in guests, you know, for early, just for his morning wake up talk, you know, to everybody in the country of Belize. And so he brought a wonderful and very, very beautiful twist to our family. So he will be sorely missed. And so again, please let's be praying for the family. But Carm, I was kind of surprised to see, I saw some pictures and videos of water going over the road down south, and I'm going, huh? What? Like, I didn't feel like we got that much water, you know, at least not up this side. This is one of the videos that I saw. And this is by the Scheibel gas station, that Shell station, right? Yeah, so you can see the water all the way up to the windows on that farther car. And so apparently they had, you know, what they call a flash flood, where you get a good dump of rain in one specific area, and then the water can't get out of there fast enough. And so I was very, very surprised to see about that. But I saw some aerial footage also, looked like from drones, showing what was happening with some of the residential areas. And so all the streets were water, and around the houses. And so I'm not sure if it actually was going into the homes or you know, just so, yeah, there you could see water over the road. And then there was another thing that I saw, just a clip of Coastal Road got peeled. I thought they called those climate resilient roads. It didn't look like it resiliented any climate. It just kind of came up and gone, right? But it's weather. You never know what's going to happen with those things. And nature has a pretty significant force and power, you know, when you're looking at something strong enough to peel that pavement right up. I mean, there's big pieces of pavement that just peeled up and it's sitting on top of the other pavement, right? But anyways, it's the beginnings of rainy season. I had the terrible misfortune of being outside when the flood flies started, you know, normally towards the end of the day, right? And I feel them all climbing down in my shirt. I can't stand flood flies. I hate flood flies, but I told the guy that was with me, we are officially in rainy season now. It's, you know, you could have some showers, but it's not rainy season until when the flood flies come. Well, they came yesterday, at least a little bit. They might need to come again. But anyways, let's keep praying and be aware and take action. I know in our house, I would imagine maybe in you guys' house too, the ants are running for shelter, and so we keep spraying ants and they keep coming back, and we keep spraying ants and they keep coming back, and we keep spraying ants. So anyways, we're gonna take some very strategic action against them probably today if I get a little break in some time, and drop the bomb on the ants. So we're going to take the battle out into the grass where they're trying to get out from what's turning into mud, and they're trying to come into the house with us, and we're saying, no, you don't belong in this house. So yeah.
Ready for coverage, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then we've got some other things that are happening, you know, in the news as well, Kerm. There's some swirls about payments and SmartStream and questions that are being asked, and there's nothing wrong with asking questions when it comes to accountability in those kind of areas. Questions must be asked, and when somebody doesn't have answers, that's when there's problems, right? Yeah. So I'm not that familiar. I've been quite busy, and I haven't been, you know, dived into the actual situations, but you know, there's layers of management and leadership exactly for those reasons. And I have had, I would call it the unfortunate privilege of having talked with people that questioned some of those things, not right now in this time, but a number of years back, questioned some of those things when a voucher comes through for $8,000 without the proper signature. You know, take it to the supervisor. Sir, this doesn't have the proper signature, you know, and so you call upstairs, and minister says, run it through, and brings it back. Why have a standard procedure if we're not going to follow it, right? And so there's checks and balances, but some people want to just press pause on the whole checks and balances, run the thing through. And so it happened again, and he asked a question again, and the guy said, if you value your job, run it through. And he said, I value the truth more than I value my job. And what he said is, I'm sorry, but the Spirit of God inside of me will not allow me to participate with this. Yeah. And they transferred him to a different department, right? But I just told him, listen, you have a clean conscience. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you did not participate, in the tweaking or the pausing of the systems of accountability. And so I just want to encourage us. We all need to stand up for what's right. And
well, another thing is this, Pastor Scott. It's about the investment climate for the country. And if you have questionable transactions that's taking place, whether it's true in this case, people are saying, man, there's some nepotism. There's favored suppliers who are getting these opportunities to get a clear shot at being able to sell their products, and others are not getting it. Is that in the world's best economies, the system is created so that they can have. Those are some of the payments that was in the news, and I mean it's a lot of payments. It's like what? 400.
So that's off of the smart stream.
Yeah, these are snapshots.
That's the government payment system.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly right. So I think there was like 800 and something payments, and then because it was to a family member, then that's where the question mark comes in. What happened to?
Rightfully so.
Yeah. What happened to access? What happened to the tender processes and so that's why people are feeling the way they're feeling about this particular situation, and questioning the integrity of the way that the processes was handled, and rightfully so. I mean, it's our country. We have to make sure.
That's what auditors do.
That's right.
And there has to be the proper paper trail, right, and everything. And so, but very, very sad. Last night in the city council meeting, they were giving report on the audits and stuff, but they had to say, we came in 2024, and these are the audits that were given to us by the audit department from 2017, up to there. And so they said, like, we can't vouch for these audits, right? Because these were not our decisions. But the auditors said they can't vouch for the audits also because there was so much information that was missing. The paper trails weren't there, everything, all this stuff that was missing. And so, and I'm like going, this is, I think we need to fix the system. I think we need to fix the problem. And so I think that they have, not just with city council, but in other areas, I believe that there's been a move to have auditors auditing full-time, on track, like as it's happened, not coming in after.
5 years later.
Yes,
makes
exactly.
no sense.
It's crazy.
To me,
it's
I
just
think that's
crazy.
That's
a recipe for corruption.
Yeah, to me, I can only think if it's smart people, in areas of capacity of leadership, who understand these things. Then to me, it must be intentionally done.
Yeah.
Because once you're gone out of office, then who then will be able to hold you accountable?
That's right.
And the system is structured that way. There should be laws.
They intentionally leave it for the next guys.
That's right. That's right.
In order to where they're going to have to pay, not right now.
Exactly.
Right now, then just to reap off of the current system, but then the next system they're going to have to pay.
That's right. So everybody think, well, we just walk scot-free because we don't owe that so much years ago. No, and that's why, Pastor Scott, it is evident that we need UNCAC in Belize. We need UNCAC.
Since you mentioned that, I didn't mention it, but since you mentioned it, like where is UNCAC?
Exactly.
Didn't the teachers strike nationwide? I think that was that was 2013, I think.
Yeah, it's way back.
2013. And the Prime Minister said, all right, we'll sign on. Guess how long it takes to sign on? About 30 seconds.
That's right.
We're signed on. And where is it?
Yeah.
And then, the UDP got trounced by the PUP. The PUP just mashed their head
to pieces.
Right? And they came in with UNCAC. We're going to do UNCAC. And then we already finished one term, And now we're in a second term, and UNCAC, and where's UNCAC?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's in a folder somewhere in the back of a filing cabinet, or like, I need to say this, I'm thoroughly unimpressed. But mark my words, I predict the chances are very high we will finish out this second term with nothing on UNCAC. And yet, the PUP came in, that was part of their manifesto.
Exactly.
And so, is it manifesting? We want to see it.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be answers. It just seems like the only way we can get some movement is if we get the teachers to go on strike. So we
Seems
might
like it, and that's the thing, you know, and because there need to be the element of accountability, Pastor Scott, for managing the people's money. It has to be principled, not political, not politics, not to a party. It must be principled, and that's why UNCAC is the answer, because it has teeth to hold people responsible for the wrongs that they do. It needs to be that,
and not just financial stuff, but situations like Budna,
exactly,
you know, where we had a Wali controversy or something that was mishandled. That's what it is. It's an independent body that has the teeth. It has the power to summon the prime minister if necessary and ask any question, and then has the teeth to be able to bring consequences. And so when we, no disrespect to the police, but when you get the police to investigate the police, and they among themselves are determining whether or not there was wrongdoing. Like I know they're upon that. Like they're by definition, by natural law, there has to be an outside source to be able to look, okay, what is the procedure? And no, the procedure was not followed. There's a problem here, and there needs to be some consequences. But in Guatemala, I'm not sure if Guatemala even still has UNCAC. I know they did.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And but they had, I think, a former president and 2 former vice presidents behind bars in Guatemala.
Very good.
Because of exactly this. And so I don't know, they may have dismantled it. I need to do some research and find out about that. But there was a situation where the president demanded of the Minister of Foreign Affairs from Guatemala to revoke the visa of I believe he's a Colombian guy who was the head of the UNCAC in Guatemala. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs said, no, I'm not going to revoke his visa. Why do you want his visa revoked? Well, he's opening an investigation on me. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs looked in the president's face and said, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
Exactly.
Right? And so let them do the investigation. And
where are our investigators in Belize?
Well, that's the whole thing.
We don't have any investigators that seem to be able to investigate these things.
The investigators belong in this independent body, right? Which is led by a commission, and that commission needs to be unbiased. They need to be lovers of Belize, not lovers of political parties. And people could say, well, you now find that in Belize. Well, there's people there. People have a reputation, and when it's a balanced setup with leaders from all the different sectors, regardless of politics, right? But and let's clean things up in our nation, right? That's all I'm suggesting. I'm not throwing any stones at anybody. I'm just saying, let's clean things up in our nation, and there needs to be a greater level of fear of consequences.
Yes.
Right? Or else people won't behave.
That's right. And I think, Pastor Scott, we need systematic change. I mean, you know, in the past we've seen where it was the unions, the chamber, the churches who stepped forward together, you know, insisting on the government that we need these laws in place. We need to hold these people accountable, you know, and it's like it reminds me of the children of Israel, right? They're in the wilderness, and they're going around the same mountain.
Same thing.
Same thing over and over. You know,
I think I've seen that stone before.
Exactly. You know,
around the same thing.
Exactly.
And we've heard these same stories before.
We've heard these same stories, and so
same tricks.
We cannot be in a place where things are happening in a way that is of concern to the people, but then nothing has been done about it because it sets a bad precedent. It's like an endorsement. It's like, you know, that's all right. That's what we're basically saying, you know, it's okay to do that. No. It's not okay to murder, to all the crimes that we were seeing in the country, Pastor Scott, and I'm so thankful we've been praying and God has been moving. But the crime that was solved with Dr. Bonilla, as an example, I mean, thankfully that 2 persons were able to be arrested, and thankfully it looks promising that we're going to get a conviction. But imagine those people would have walked free and they wouldn't have known who committed those crimes. What message and signal it sends to the entire country.
And so, you know, I'd like to jump in on that right there, because when all right, like with the Ramnaresh murders, right? The message that went out is, don't do this because we're going to bust you. That's the message that went out.
Yeah.
Okay. But my concern is, I think the normal message that goes out is that for 10,000, or maybe with inflation now 20,000, for $20,000 an attorney can get you off of anything. And that's the message, and that is what creates the environment. It's like when you have a bucket of water that's been sitting there for a long time. Like, I mean, stuff's gonna grow there. There's gonna be mosquito larvae and all kind of thing, and even sickness and disease and all kind of stuff like that's gonna grow there. And we've become so accustomed to these things that it's normal, and there's bad stuff growing there, right? And there's corruption growing there. It creates this environment for corruption. And so we want to see things tighten up and clean up in our nation. So anyways,
that will take leadership. It will take leadership, because we know we are the people who do leadership training. And what does Craig Rochelle says? Everything rise and fall at the hand of leadership.
That's right.
I was listening to one of his presentations, and he was talking about trust. I don't know if you would have remembered what he talked about last year. And he says, trust is at an all-time low. The default position for human hearts right now is what? Distrust. I don't trust you. You have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and he talks about the breakdown that comes and bringing distrust. And he says the future for leaders is trust. And then he made a very profound statement, because he says, do we trust our politicians? Do we trust our mega church leaders? He listed a number of leaders, and the response of the audience was almost pretty much, no, we don't. And why? There's a why factor. And these are the kind of things, because when a wrong is done, we cannot just justify it away and think that people are going to say, yeah, well, I trust you more now. Truth needs to be at the forefront. The information needs to come on the table.
That's right.
And people aren't stupid. People can look through things and pretty much analyze for themselves. So if you're in a leadership position, but you're in your capacity, you are leading in a way that raises a lot of question marks. People won't trust you. They won't trust you because you are not acting like somebody who's trustworthy. Right. And so this is what we're seeing in Belize. I mean, it's been a cycle over and over of these kind of issues, right? So we need UNCAP to clean up our systems. Pastor Scott, where is the Auditor General? Seriously.
Yeah.
Where is the Auditor General? Do you think people trust the Auditor? I don't even know who the Auditor General is.
Yeah. I know who it was.
Or who it was. Right?
I know who it was. I don't know who it is.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly, right?
And so, but what we're saying is that is such an extremely important function, because if you want to clean up things, right? So then it raises the question is do we want to clean things up, right? And so we need to wind down here, Kerm, but I just want to say we are fighting for Belize. We are going to continue to push. We're going to continue to press. I want to sound the trumpet to the unions. I want to sound the trumpet to the NGO community. I want to sound the trumpet to the chamber,
right.
as well as the churches.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That there needs to be a demand for the follow through of this UNCOC thing. Like this is taking too long.
Absolutely.
If that was 2013, 2023 was 10 years. Now we're at 13 years, right? And any updates? Any development? Show us what's been built in 13 years.
Yeah.
My prediction is nada, nikat, right? And so, please, I welcome you to prove me wrong. I'm not here to fight. I'm trying to say, do what you said you were going to do. We already went through one term with no movement on UNCOC, and then now we're in the second term, and we are almost halfway through.
I think it's
second term.
No, it's pretty brand new.
Okay.
Election was in 2020. No,
Okay.
last year. I think it was
Last year.
That's
Okay.
only like a year.
A year. These days I have a hard time.
I know.
Everything from 2 weeks back is behind that is a blur,
Yeah,
right? And so
exactly.
I look on Facebook and these pictures pop up, from 13 years ago. 13 years ago, my that feels like yesterday,
I know.
But it's not a sign of getting old. It's a sign of being very busy. We've got a lot of stuff going, and we normally go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yeah.
And again, we do our best to make sure we're hearing clearly from God. But the one thing that never changes is we want to see the nation of Belize brought into the fullness of the blessing of God and the destiny of what God created us for as a nation. So your final words, Carm?
Pastor Scott, everything rise and fall at the hand of leadership. And we need leaders to lead because the people need it. The nation needs it, deserves it, desires it. And these things that we're seeing is because I think
I don't see nothing wrong.
We're blindfolded because we're smart.
Yeah.
That's why we were talk on the last show about competence alone is not enough.
That's right.
You need character.
Yes.
There has to be character.
That's right.
Because if you
Has
have
to be
competence,
values.
then we have what is called white collar crimes.
Yeah.
And we have seen too much of that in this country. And we need to step up because we have intelligent leaders. They're very smart, highly trained, and that's what we need.
But a lot of people use their smartness for bad.
That's right.
Right? And what we need is we need that goodness to rise up in people's hearts to where the smartness for good.
That's right.
So make sure that everything is going where it's supposed to go. And so anyways, we just want to encourage you all. We had a wonderful first segment with the two naturopath doctors. Very, very grateful for their work. They're going to be down in Placencia this upcoming week from Wednesday through till Sunday. Sunday the 21st is Father's Day, and so start preparing for that. And fathers, I'll say this, I'm not trying to pick a fight here. If I'm picking a fight, I'm picking a fight with the devil, all right? But I want to say this. Fathers, you want to be honored. Make sure you're conducting yourself honorably.
That's right.
You want to be trusted, be trustworthy. And so here's the flyer for what's happening down in the Placencia area, Maya Beach, Men's Health Week. And so these two doctors are doing a push with the men down in that area. It's not only exclusively men. The ladies are welcome also. They don't want to turn anybody away, anybody that's wanting health input. And so they will be giving information, there will be presentations, but there's also going to be resources. So they're natural things that they utilize, and which will help get your health back in shape. And so I just want to encourage everybody. Let's jump in behind that. Men down south, Placencia area, make sure you get there. Don't be afraid to go to the doctor. So anyways, we are grateful for the technicians, all of the staff from PlusTV and Rise and Shine. Kerm, thank you for being here with us for a second segment. It's fun to have somebody who's a dear friend that we can talk about issues that are facing our nation. And so anyways, we appreciate you all. Thank you for joining in today, and we will be back with you on Monday. And then again, the wake for Brother Fem will be at their family house in Roaring Creek on Monday night, and then the funeral will be on Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly the time. There's a flyer going around. You can check on Facebook, and but that's going to be at the Roaring Creek Community Center. And so God bless you all. Thank you very much for joining us today, and let's have a wonderful weekend together. Do what's right in God's eyes, and we'll reap the blessings from that. Thanks, Kerm.
Yes, sir.
Sweet Belize, land of the sand and sea, land of the coconut tree. I love me sweet Belize. Sweet Belize, land of the islands and keys, land of the barrier reef. I love me sweet Belize.
Longest show on TV. You catch all the happenings straight out of San Ignacio with plenty of tea. Good ladies, yeah, good ladies. Everywhere for evening on the show. Laugh and real talk. No one tells it like Andy, Belize's favorite storyteller. So grab your friends, kick back, tune in only on PlusTV.
I'm coming back to your heart.
Foundations. Your work must be grounded upon solid rock, and so should your faith. Join Pastor Louis Wade Jr. weekly for Foundations Bible Study, where he goes deep into the Word of God with biblical teachings for better understanding.
A person might have potential inside of them, a desire to fulfill something, but the word of the Lord can bring that out of a person. Amen? So in the case of Gideon, though he felt that he could not do it, God had designated for him to do it. And so when God spoke the word through the angel, Gideon became who God knew he was all along.
Tune in on PlusTV Sundays for a new program or catch the repeats. We would love to hear from you. Write in and share your thoughts, prayer requests, or even post questions you may have regarding the Bible passages. Foundations. Unless the Lord builds the house, those who build it labor in vain.
So when we praise God, you know something. When I think of the love of the Lord.
Spice up your next event with professional lighting. Call 610-5679 and give your audience an experience they'll never forget. Proper stage lighting ensures stage visibility, motivates, and sets the mood of the atmosphere. We provide services for weddings, concerts, parties, dance recitals, and much more. Captivate your audience. Improve your production today. Call Shamax Productions at 610-5679 for quality and professional stage lighting.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off Mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
Blessed Gardens is servicing home gardens across the country from the nation's capital and helping Belizeans reconnect with nature. We have everything you need for your home garden, so get growing. We have various types of soil: fortified soil, composted soil, potting soil, and pure compost for your garden. We have quality seeds and over 65 varieties of food seedlings for your garden. We even have organic insecticides available, EM soil treatment, and Polyshade for your excessive sun or rain. Blessed Gardens has all your garden solution in one location. Call 610-5679. Visit us at the Bumapan Market Plaza or enjoy our free deliveries across the country. Blessed Gardens. Get growing, Belize.
Do you enjoy learning and wanting to know more about Christ your Savior? Then join Phil Sanders in Search of the Lord's Ways every Sunday 7:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. on PlusTV for half an hour of beautiful hymns and Bible messages. Messages are repeated on Tuesdays at 1:30 and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. Search in the Word for God's will. Know more and do more for the God we love. In Search of the Lord's Ways with Phil Sanders is being brought to you by the Church of Christ in your area. Be sure to visit.
Mopping, tiles, furniture, and...
Miss, you don't need all of this, man. Only this you need to make 4 out of this. And it's cheaper than all of them put together.
I want it.
Green Clean. All your cleaning needs in one bottle.